Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about good laws, or like the myth of good laws, or how certain things would be handled in a stateless society. Because to be honest, I kind of had a status moment the other day. I was trying to put together a video for breastfeeding, and it's really great because there's a lot of activism and advocacy going on with that, but a lot of the groups are pushing for, legislation and laws, and I don't really agree with that. I think that public pressure is always superior to state pressure, no matter what. But when I was kind of trying to formulate my thoughts on the matter, I guess I was kind of thinking of like all the smoking related laws that came out recently within the past 10 years for restaurants. Like, there's a lot of mandates saying that restaurants and bars really, they can't allow people to smoke in there anymore. You can find in some places, like, according to whatever regulation. But for the most part, because of laws and mandates and things like that, smoking in bars and restaurants has decreased significantly. Like, I can't even think of one bar around here, the Philly area, that allows you to smoke in it still. So, and I know laws are bad in force, even if they have good intentions. But it was kind of tempting for me to think, like, well, yeah, now that it's become such a hassle, I'm sure there's a lot less people that started smoking that maybe otherwise would if it was just everywhere in culture and in restaurants and bars and whatever. Now it's such an inconvenience. I'm sure less people started, and maybe even some people quit because they always got to go outside now. No one accepts it anymore. It's just, and it is like a health issue when you smoke in confined buildings. Secondhand smoke gets out into the air that other people who are dining there might not want to breathe in. So it's like, it's backed by science and health, and it's good as deemed by a lot of people. So it was kind of like, would businesses, restaurants, bars really say you can't smoke in here if they weren't forced to say that? And I hate thinking that. I really do. And I really want to believe that education was getting out there on the ill effects and how unhealthy it is, and it was already starting to go down anyway, and people would smoke less even if those laws weren't in place, and restaurants and bars would start to stand up and say, no, you can't smoke in here. Like, I want to think that the market would, and we don't need laws. Public pressure is so much better. But I did find myself kind of going down that thought process, and I was like, whoa, shit, I feel like a full-blown statist. But it is one of those good laws that I think is good, at least, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. And actually, the trickle-down effects, residual ripple effects, actually maybe even caused less people to start smoking, or more people to quit. So I'm kind of rambling on now. So I just recently made a breastfeeding video for my channel. I'll link it below. You can go check it out. And a lot of those laws are really the same thing. It's a healthy, advantageous thing that a lot of moms want to do. And so they should be able to at work or in public, in businesses. But at the same time, businesses should be able to establish their own policies and operations, things like that. But I was just kind of like wrestling with it, and I do really want to think that, like, getting the word out there, and advocates can do more than lawmakers and things like that. But it was kind of like, these laws aren't so bad, but that's a slippery slope, because obviously I think that, but maybe not everybody does. And then where do you draw the line? Like, so, yeah, they are good. They are backed by science and health and things like that. But then if you're allowing that to go through, what other kind of laws can go through that you can argue for and things like that? I'm kind of rambling on now, but yeah, I don't think all laws are equally as evil. I don't think we need them. I really think that the social media helps with awareness and education and public pressure, and companies having a good reputation, the ones that have the best policies in terms of, smoking and breastfeeding and other related things like that. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of other laws that are kind of good, or better in my opinion, but I don't know. Well, what do you guys think? How do you think voluntary society would handle things like smoking in restaurants? I mean, you can obviously just not go there, not go to the restaurants that allow smoking, or not work at the companies that aren't very friendly towards breastfeeding mothers, things like that. It's all choice. But like, what do you think? Like, it is kind of tough. It is kind of tricky. It is kind of like I definitely wavered a little bit and really had to organize my thoughts. So I don't know if this made a whole lot of sense. What are some laws that you guys think are good that are out there, and how do you think society would adapt in the absence of state coercion? So yeah, leave your comments below, and I will talk to you then. Thanks. Bye.